fellow warriors, welcome aboard the Joshticle. After months of silence, the day is finally here. Shinzangoku Musou, Eiketsuden, aka Dynasty Warriors Godseekers, has been officially announced in the West. If you somehow missed the official announcement trailer, be sure to click the interactive card at the top right corner of this video for a direct link to said trailer. As always, links to all the juicy infos await you in the description below. Did you like what you saw in the trailer? Well, if so, with my morale bar at its highest point, I'm excited to announce that we will be able to play it in English on January 31st for us folks in America, or February 1st if you live in Europe. If you haven't already cleared the dust off your PS4 for Final Fantasy 15, Godseekers is another reason to do so. Yes, the game is available on PS4 as well as the Vita. Unfortunately, Godseekers will only support a digital release, a shame for somebody like myself who prefers a physical disc. But hey, I'm not complaining, it totally beats importing the game and wanting to pull your hair out in frustration over deciphering Japanese text. Now before you begin to mass delete games off of your PS4's hard drive to make space, fear not, as if we were to base it off of the Japanese version's 14.6GB file size, I'd assume our version won't stray too far in capacity. How do I know this? Well, Godseekers has already released in Japan, the 3rd of August 2016 to be exact. If this is the first you've ever heard of Eiketsuden, or Godseekers as we now know it, I highly suggest you click the interactive card on screen once again to check out my dedicated playlist full of videos dedicated to this game. In it, you'll find videos on the character roster, some gameplay, and even how-to guide for downloading and playing the Japanese demo. Of course, not everyone has the time for that, so here's a quick rundown on the Godseekers' general story and gameplay for veterans and newcomers alike. Basically, Godseekers introduces an original story based on the familiar Three Kingdoms era of ancient China, a perspective from the eyes of the series' poster boy, Zhao Yun, alongside two new characters. This monocle-wearing crossbow-wielding man, named Lei Bin, is Yun's childhood friend. Together, the two somehow break the seal which imprisoned the other new character, a mystical levitating pink-haired woman named Li Xia. And thus, the trio decides to team up and embark on a journey to save the world! Onward to the most interesting aspect, the gameplay. Within the first couple of scenes in the trailer, it's apparent that this is not your ordinary Dynasty Warriors game. Instead of the usual action-packed real-time combat we've grown to love, Omega Force, the game's developer, decided to take a risk and try out something new with a grid-based SRPG, which revolves around turn-based combat. The combat system has its fair share of depth. For starters, the energy gauge, which serves as the resource pool for a unit's attacks. All attacks, and yes, that includes the signature Musou attack, consume a set amount of energy, and it is up to you, the player, to decide the best way to utilize it. Should I go all out and chain as many attacks as possible and therefore deplete the entirety of my energy? Or should I be more conservative and patient? Things like the location of each unit in relation to the terrain can be a deciding factor in battle. You can attack, defend, use an item, and more importantly, the Synchro command, which allows you to invoke a fully charged Synchro gauge to chain attacks back to back with as many as 8 units in one turn. Seriously people, don't sleep on this game, it is legit. I sound like I'm reviewing the game right now, a bit too early for that, but the best way I can say it is that if you enjoy games like Dynasty Tactics, Fire Emblem, and Final Fantasy Tactics, this game will be right up your alley. And trust me when I say this, based on my time playing the Japanese demo, I assure you, it's a lot of fun. And obviously, this is not Dynasty Warriors 9, but fear not fellow warriors, as this game is simply a spin-off, and likely won't take up too much resources and time from other projects. The only work to be done is to localize the game, aka translate it from Japanese to English text, alongside any tweaks and updates its Japanese counterpart has added over time in the form of patches. On the topic of localization, although we've yet to receive any confirmation, it's safe to assume that there will be no English dub. Of course, this isn't entirely a random guess. I mean, just look at Koei Tecmo's recent track record. Attack on Titan, no dub. Dragon Quest Heroes. Yes, there is an English dub, but this mostly has to do with Square Enix's inclusion. Arslan Musou, no dub. Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, no dub. Samurai Warriors 4 and all its various expansions, no English dub. What it boils down to is that if Koei Tecmo isn't 100% sure that the game will sell like fresh meat buns on the battlefield and make a decent profit, they tend to cut development costs. With the added fact that the game is digital only, it really shows Koei Tecmo's confidence with Dynasty Warriors Godseekers sales, or rather the lack thereof. And I don't blame them considering the fact that the game did flop in Japan. Regardless, that won't stop me from getting absolutely hyped out of my mind. I've been yearning for a Western release for quite some time now, and I know I'm in the minority when I say this, but I am genuinely excited to play Dynasty Warriors Godseekers. Are you? Feel free to voice your opinions in the comments below. Are you willing to give the game a chance? Or would you rather skip it altogether and wait for the inevitable Dynasty Warriors 9? But that concludes today's news. Until the next batch of juicy info, stay tuned for more Musou greatness. I'm OhhhMyJosh, and remember, do not pursue Liu Boo. Oh, by the way, if you haven't been subscribed to my channel for a while now, prior to this video, you were probably wondering what happened to me and why haven't I uploaded video for almost 2 months? Ah yes, well the answer to that lies in my other video titled, Fellow Warriors, I'm Back. Do give it a watch as it explains everything that has happened. Nevertheless, my fellow warriors, I'm back. I've missed you all so freaking much. Take care of your Musou gauges and I'll catch you all in the next video.